So, besties, if you're a successful, independent, pretty, and very intelligent woman and you're single, make sure you watch this video till the end. A group of very handsome men came out to expose why men don't like to date this type of women and why so many successful, independent, pretty, and intelligent women are single. I'm going to roll the clip, let us watch, then I'll be sharing my thoughts at the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm dying to see them, and I'm going to see you guys at the end.
3 reasons why successful women have a hard time dating. Let's go. Ladies, if you make good money and you have a hard time dating, I'm about to tell you why. Let's go. Number one, men date down. Men don't usually date women that's on their level. No, they always go down. Reason why is because he feels like it's easier to impress a woman that's not on his level. In a man's mind, he feel like if you on his level, he can't impress you with nothing. You're on the same level that he's on. You've seen everything that he's seen. So he don't like that. No, he wants a woman that he know ain't been to where he been to at all. It's very rare that you see an NBA player dating a WNBA player. Why? Because they on the same level. They both pro basketball players. NBA players usually date skanks and groupies and strippers. Why? Because they know that them women don't have what they have. No cap. Number two, time. Men want you to invest your time into them. Men don't want to clear their schedule for you. No, they want you to clear your schedule for them. Men don't want to feel that they have to compete for your time. And when you're a successful woman in a successful world at a high level, you know that your time is limited. No cap. Number three, ego. Men want a woman that's going to boost their ego. Straight up. They want a woman that's going to play the side role, play the sidekick, and boost their ego, boost their head, boost their career. In a man's mind, he feels like a woman that's on his level is competing with him. And he don't like that. At the end of the day, men want women that need them. They want a woman that he feels like she needs him. She needs him to protect for her, provide for her, and take care of her. Straight up.
You pretty women have the worst love life, hands down. Like, if you're pretty and single, it's probably not your fault. I was at brunch with my friends the other day and they were filling me in. They were saying how you pretty women are not taken seriously by men because men struggle to believe that you're not messing around with multiple people. They can't comprehend the fact that pretty women tend to be at home watching Love is Blind on Netflix. I had to stop and think, and honestly, I hear it. Let a pretty girl try to tell me that her phone is dry. She must think I'm dumb and blind because there has to be an ex around at least. It gets even deeper. They were saying how because men have these preconceptions that pretty women have all of these options, they end up getting cheated on more and played because men become insecure and start seeking ego boosts from having other women. Whole time she's out at recess and DLT rejecting guys, telling them I've got a man and no, I'm not allowed to have friends. A lot of guys just don't have the mental capacity to deal with a pretty girl, so they be cheating as insurance. Like, just in case her ex is still around, let me shout my ex. Just in case she's giving her details out at Eden Lounge, let me refresh my roster. Just in case she's responding to those hundreds of DM requests, let me like a couple girls' stories. Pretty girls don't have the luxury of innocent until proven guilty, but she's genuinely at home, sat in her bonnet, probably highlighting the Bible or something.
There is something I have noticed in our societies. It looks like most successful women are women without husbands. Most successful women out there are women without any committed relationship. Why is it so? If you know the answer, tell me. It looks like most women that are married are not as successful as women without husbands. Most women without committed relationship are really making money. What is happening?
Because marriage takes a toll on women. When you're married and you have children, you become the primary caregiver. You make the sacrifices. You make the career sacrifices. You make the emotional sacrifices. And that is the reason why women who are married, who have kids, do not have the same level of success as unmarried women. A married man with kids can get the opportunity to pursue a master's degree or a PhD program, and he will go ahead and pursue it with little interruption. A married woman who wants to pursue a master's and a PhD will have to consider her family, the age of her children, and the kind of resources and support available for her before she's able to make a decision. This is the reason why most married women dominate part-time work and seasonal work. because it is difficult for them to keep a permanent job that offer benefits, that measures productivity and efficiency. When you're a married woman and you have kids and something happens to your children in school, guess who they will call? You. Guess who will attend the parent teacher association meeting? You. If your children are sick, guess who would have to take time off to go to the hospital to make sure the children are okay? It is the woman. And existing literature confirms this, that married women, they have a reduced income over time because they are not able to advance in their careers. And when I say that marriage is an oppressive institution for women, some African women come into the comments and say, oh, marriage is a beautiful thing. I'm not saying marriage is not a beautiful thing, and I'm not saying that do not get married. What I am saying is that understand the impact that marriage and motherhood will have on you as a woman. Marriage will take a toll, and motherhood will take a toll on your life and the opportunities you are able to take and how successful you become as a woman. And that is the fact, because children are tied to the hips of a woman. When you have an opportunity to advance in your career or get a higher education, you have to consider your family, the age of your children before you decide. But a man who is a husband can have the same opportunity for career growth and higher education, and he will leave his family to pursue that. In sociology, we call it the motherhood penalty. Women who choose to be married and become mothers are punished for it. Unfortunately, society does not even have systems to support mothers. There are certain jobs that, as a woman, when you are given the opportunity, there is an additional clause that you cannot get pregnant. And on some jobs, when you get pregnant in the first few years, you will be let go. Society does not even have systems to compensate women for reproduction and contributing to the future labor market. If you're a woman, before you get married and you have children, make sure you are planning. Make sure you choose a man that will be able to compensate you for all the opportunities you will miss. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist, and I stand by what I always say. Marriage and motherhood is an oppressive institution for women. So if you choose to become a wife and a mother, be smart and choose your husband wisely. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
A girl posted a video about how we are in a single epidemic, like an overwhelmingly large amount of people who are single. Yet everyone seems to be looking for love. And I'd like to add my 2 cents as to why I think that is. I think it's 3 main things. I think one, everything has to be social media approved now. It's not enough for you to find somebody that makes you happy. You also have to find someone that is going to put you in a relationship where you're able to brag about it all on social media, and that's not helpful. 2, the idea that there is going to be this perfect person who completely understands you upon meeting them, and you won't have to communicate the way that you want to be treated, and you won't have to have these tough conversations, and everything will just work out perfectly. That's not helpful. And then 3, which I think is like probably the most deadly and something that I myself am very guilty of, is that we have gotten so far into like encouraging everyone to be independent and be happy on your own, which is important. I say it all the time. It is very important. But I think that we're kind of in a point where we've overcorrected. Like, you keep seeing this rhetoric of like, oh, you don't owe people this, you don't owe people that, like, you don't have to put up with that. And I think that you guys are missing the fact that, like, when you are in a relationship with someone, even if it's not romantic, even in a friendship, there are going to be aspects of this relationship that are not necessarily pleasant all the time. And the solution can't always be, well, never mind, I'm just going to be single, I'm just going to be by myself, or let's just go no contact, let's just not even be friends anymore. That's not the solution. Everything cannot be solved by, oh, I'll just be by myself and let's just not do this anymore. That's not how you stay in a relationship. Yes, you do need to be independent. Yes, you need to get to a place where you are happy on your own. But if you want to be in a relationship, it is going to come with tough decisions, and decisions that will come where you could make the choice to say, I'm just going to be single, let's just not try anymore. Or you could compromise and be patient and be forgiving. Like, being in a relationship of any sort. Again, not even romantic. Being in any sort of relationship is going to cause you to have some sort of a conflict, and you can't solve conflict if your very first or last answer is to just say, let's forget it. Let's just split up. That's not how you stay together. I'm glad and I'm grateful that society and women specifically, really women, have moved past a point of needing to be in a relationship because, like, if you weren't attached to a man, then you could not provide for yourself. I'm glad for that. But the reason why your grandparents and all of them stayed together was because they had to stay together and they didn't have any choice. And that it's great that we're not in that anymore. But I do think in order to maintain a long-term partnership, especially with someone you want to be with for the absolute rest of your life, you do need to have a mindset of like, okay, I'm going to be in this. Like, leaving actually is not an option. Like, I'm going to stay and I'm going to make this relationship the best that I can make it because that's what I committed to. That's what I decided to do. And leaving and being by myself is not an option. But when everybody is so quick to say, let's just give up, throw my hands up and walk away, you can't stay together that way. That doesn't make any sense. And again, this is something that I'm guilty of. I've talked about this multiple times. Like, I'm the very first person to throw my hands up and say, just don't call me no more. Leave me alone. But again, that's not how you stay in a relationship. And I think that a lot of us are at that place, both men and women, where we have decided it's easier to just be by myself. And yes, it is easier in a lot of ways for you to be by yourself, but that doesn't mean that that is the answer, especially since there's only so much growing and self-development and healing that you can do when you're by yourself. Once you get to a certain point, you need someone there to reflect you back to you. You need someone to show you your shortcomings. You need somebody to show you the things in you that still need to be healed. So being single and being alone and just giving up on having relationships as soon as they get tough is not the answer. And I really do think that is why we're in such an epidemic.
Girls who are super, super confident, extremely successful, so pretty, like
These types of women are always single, and I'll tell you exactly why. The most attractive, most successful women have the least amount of qualified options in dating that they want to pursue. And let me tell you why. Women do not want to date down when it comes to looks, money, status, and nobody should date down in terms of those preferences if that's their prerogative. Now think about the kind of men that super successful, high-earning women will be dating. They'll be dating men who are the most attractive men, probably with the most ambition, with the most money, but they'll be dating men that have the most options with women. Guys that have the most options with women take a very long time to mature and they don't want to settle down. If you were a man with millions, you're a man with 20 women chasing you at all times, would you want to be in a relationship? Absolutely not. So now think about it. If you're a woman who's trying to date a guy with this status and this attraction, good luck finding a guy who's going to settle down. And that is why the most successful, high-earning women have a very hard time finding a great guy to settle down with.
I finally figured it out. Why a lot of pretty women are single. Right. A lot of very pretty women are single. The reason why is because a lot of them are shy. Some of the prettiest women that you know are very shy. Like, they just stay at the crib. They like to stay to themselves. They ain't got that many friends, you know what I mean? Like, they don't like to be in drama and shit. Like, these are women that like to keep to themselves. So if you come across them, just know that it's a rarity. You know what I mean? When they step out, you notice how fine they is? Oh, you better jump at that opportunity.
Did you know that on average, the smarter she is, the more likely it is for her to be single? That's because she would rather be alone than waste her motherfucking time.
One of the reasons that a majority of the women that are in their mid to late 20s and want to be married one day are still single right now is because a majority of women have no clue what men actually want. So I've been hosting Christian single socials for the past few months now. And so I've talked to countless number of single women. And what I've realized is most women are having dating issues for one of two reasons. One, the man they want doesn't want them. Or two, they cannot find and attract the men they want in general. Now, both of these things are the function of the same thing. They don't know what these men want, so they can't, in return, get these men to be attracted to them. And I'm not even talking about physical attraction here. That's easy. I'm talking about attracting someone, right? Attracting a man for a long-term relationship, making him want to commit to you. And it's not even the fact that these women are intentionally or consciously ignoring what men want. or what the men they want. It's more so they're not even aware. At the social I hosted last week, I was talking to a couple of ladies about this exact thing, and I was telling them how society has never really put pressure on women to know how to attract a man, right? Except telling them you just got to be attractive, right? However, as a man, the burden of performance has always been on men to be able to attract a woman, whether that's for a long-term commitment or even just, if you're just trying to have sex with them, right? Like, even the men that want to just have sex with women, they even have to know what those women want, right? Otherwise, there's no way in hell they're going to be able to successfully, court these women and be able to essentially get them in their bed. And that requirement is even more stringent on a man that is dating to marry, right? A man that's dating to marry has to for sure know what this woman wants, right? Because at that point, he has to know what she needs emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, etc. And it's funny because at the event last week when I was talking to these two women about this, I was telling them how society puts a burden on men to know what women want, right? But not necessarily the other way around. And this other woman kind of overheard our conversation, and she walked by and said, well, yeah, what's the problem with that? Men need to know what we want. And I said, that's totally fine, but you've proven my point. So as a woman that is trying to attract a man, you have to, and if you're having issues specifically, especially, you have to really be on your P's and Q's and know, hey, what does the man that I want actually want? And to be quite frank about it, a lot of women, if you ask them, what does the man that they want, they cannot answer that question.
A lot of us will think being a successful, independent, pretty woman will get you any man you want to have. But yes, that is what people think. So many people think this way, but the real truth is it's a desert. When you're a pretty, intelligent, successful woman, you subconsciously scare men. A lot of men are scared of you, especially if you have all of these qualities and you're making a lot of money. You're going to intimidate a lot of guys. Men don't want a woman who is going to challenge them financially. They would love you to challenge them in other aspects, but when it comes to a man's money, he wouldn't want to be with a woman who challenges his finances and makes him feel like he is poor or he is broke. He wants to be with a woman who is financially beneath him. When you're an independent woman, you give off masculine vibes. Even if you're not masculine, even if you're a feminine woman, just the fact that you're so independent, a lot of men are going to view you as a masculine woman. Subconsciously, they are already intimidated because you can provide, you can protect, you can do all the things a masculine man is supposed to do. So when they see you doing these things, they get intimidated and they don't see you as someone who they really want to be with because you scare them. And no man wants a woman who will challenge his finances and bruise his ego, make him feel like he's broke just because of the money she has. A lot of men who are insecure, they reason this way. Another reason why you're single as an independent, intelligent, and pretty girl is definitely because you don't want to date a guy who is broke. You don't want to date a guy who is below your standard. And I wouldn't judge you for it. A lot of single, independent women don't want to date broke men or men who don't make a lot of money like them, because when you date a broke guy, he is there is no benefit to it. It's a losing game for a successful independent woman. A broke man being in a relationship with a guy who is broke is a losing game for you. You are losing, baby girl. So most independent women don't want to date this type of men because most broke men, they will either come to exploit you financially, to use you of your money, to feed from you, to take what they can take and exploit you financially. They want you to basically remain in masculine energy, protecting and providing for them, doing everything for them, while they sit and fold their arms and watch you do everything. Most broke men are not coming with the right intentions. Most of them are coming because of your money. So most single, independent, and very hardworking women who are rich and pretty, they don't want to date broke men because statistics and experience has shown us that dating a broke man is a losing game as a woman. Even if you're not financially independent, Dating a broke man in general is a losing game, and most women don't want to go below their standard or settle for less to be with a broke man. And there are a lot of broke men comparatively to rich men. So the rich men are few and the broke men are so many. That is why intelligent, hardworking women who are very pretty are single, because a lot of you are broke. Most of you are broke. And the population of men is naturally more than that of women. We have few men who are rich, who are able to be providers, and we have a majority of brokies in the streets. That's why we are single, because we don't want to settle for less. And these brokies don't have the ability to take care of you. They cannot protect, they cannot provide. Most of them are even coming so that you can do these things for them. Also exploit you of your money. Another reason why a lot of successful, independent, pretty women are single is because most guys don't believe you when you tell them you're not dating anyone. They won't believe you because in their minds, a beautiful girl is supposed to have a man, is supposed to be in a relationship. How can you be single? If you're single, then there's something wrong with you. A lot of men reason this way. That is why they'll be scared to come to you because they are thinking there's already someone in your life. They'll be scared to come to you because they are thinking if you're single, then you must have a character flaw. They are trying to associate the fact that you're single with your character. Oh, if she's single, she's pretty, she has money, why is she not in a relationship? So a lot of them believe that you are the problem. You have a character flaw, and that's why you're single. Maybe men don't want you because of your bad character. They believe one of the reasons why you're single is because of your bad character. This is how a lot of men think. And last but not the least reason why intelligent women and pretty women and successful women are single is because when you're an intelligent woman and when you're so smart, a lot of men find it hard to manipulate you. And we live in a day and age where a lot of relationships can only work because women have to accept manipulation, gaslighting, and accept certain horrible behaviors from men. And most intelligent, independent women will not tolerate being stooges, will not tolerate being manipulated, being gaslighted, being mistreated by men just because they want to say they have a man. Most intelligent women will want to set healthy boundaries, and they don't actually need a man, they just want a man because they can provide everything for themselves. So most at times when they see a guy's BS, his bad character, and all this horrible behavior a lot of women are tolerating from men, when they see these things, they don't want to tolerate it. They cannot stand it. So their ego is huge enough, they want to leave because these are things they don't want to take. And they believe that with the money they have, they can be able to get whatever they want for themselves and get any man they want subconsciously. That's how a lot of successful women low-key think. So sis, we've come to the end of this amazing video. Make sure you drop your thoughts in the comment section, add more points if you have them. I'm dying to see it, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye, love you.